Some big breaking news we're getting at this hour. Virat Kohli's long wait for a test century has finally ended. Kohli scored his 28th test century, which is also his 75th ton in international cricket after 1,205 days, reaching this landmark while playing against Australia in Ahmedabad. My colleague Rahul Rawat is getting us more details on that big story. So essentially, this is replication of Gavaskar surreal feat, isn't it, Rahul?
Well, that's right, Sneha. It's been a long wait. In fact, the last Test 100 that he scored was way back in 2019 against Bangladesh, and now it's been a long time. Well, the past 6 odd months have been pretty good for Virat Kohli. He had to wait for a Test 100, in fact, for an international 100 for quite a long time. And then he got that first international 100 since 2019 November. He got that one in the Asia Cup, and that was in September last year. Thereafter, he's got a few more hundreds in ODI, but that elusive 28th Test 100 was what everybody was waiting here, and now finally it has come, and the monkey is off his back. Virat Kohli can actually breathe a sigh of relief, and a lot of people can actually breathe a sigh of relief for him, and many more to come. And also, you would see it's been a long wait. After he got to his 100, the celebrations were somewhat subdued, just like his knock today, because he wasn't too flashy. He, against the spinners, with the wicket a bit on the slower side, he had to work for his run. He had to work hard for his run, and eventually he saw a couple of wickets, fall around him, but he waited for his time, and finally, with that single of Nathan Lyon, he got to that 28th Test 100. And there have been other cricketers, other batsmen around the world. Since Virat got that last 100 in 2019, there have been players like Joe Root who've added 8 to 9 Test 100 since then. But Virat, the kind of form that he's shown in the last 6 odd months, it actually augurs really well for the Indian time, considering that this year you have to host the ODI World Cup as well.
This is a long dry spell, Rahul, isn't it? In that sense, it would come as a huge relief for the man himself, Virat Kohli. I mean, the kind of criticism that he faced really was uncalled for, and also unfair to a great extent, isn't it? A testing period for him in every sense of the word.
Well, true, Sneha. In fact, we're talking about this 100 when he got to his 50 last evening. Well, that was his first 50 in the last 16 odd innings. So that's been quite a torrid time that Virat has faced. But now that he's got that 100, and also, Sneha, we do talk about the struggles of the Indian batters, especially in the middle order. We also have to realize a very important aspect here is that the kind of pitches that these batters have to play on. If you look at this series itself, you played 3 test matches in Nagpur, Delhi, and thereafter in Indore, where the test matches were inside 3 days. And those wickets were so conducive and spin-friendly that it was difficult for even the best of batters in the world to negotiate, the kind of spin attack that both the Indian team and the Australian team have. You have, you can take an example of Steve Smith, one of the best test batters in the world. Even he has struggled here in India in the series. He got close to 500 runs the last time the Australians were here. So you have to also understand have to understand the kind of pitches. Suddenly you got a wicket that was not too much, it didn't favor too much the spinners. And look what we've got. We've got a 100 from that young guy in Shubman Gill, and now a 28th Test 100 for Virat Kohli, which also marks the 75th international 100 for the former India captain Virat Kohli.
Okay, what I also want to ask you is this, Rahul, is 25 more too far away? Is the record of 100 centuries made by the Sachin Tendulkar, is that something that Kohli is looking at or eyeing?
I'm sure for the millions and billions of fans that Virat has around the world, that would be the next stop for Virat, because what next? Now, everybody wanted for somebody like Virat Kohli, milestones. Every day is a milestone for him. Every day he walks into the field, he gets some runs. There is a milestone round the corner. But that record of 100 centuries is something. It's a Mount Everest scale. And Virat, of course, is 34, 35 right now. So what? Even if you take out the average, if he gets 4 to 600 or 6 to 700 every year, so he will, which means it will take him close to 4 or 5 years more to get to that feat of 100 international hundreds. Will he continue to play till 39? That remains to be seen. But considering that he is supremely fit, unlike many other players around him within his team,